Okay, we're back at the cabinet. I've got the carcass right here. I'm actually climbing in because what I need to do now is start putting in a lot of the secondary woods and the blocking. So I've pre-cut these little pieces. They're going to go here and here because my cabin is just a little bit out of square. All right, well, I put the toe kick on, and what I did was I cleated the underside of it, and you can see there, and then I just cut a piece to fit, and I glued, nailed, clamped it all together. Probably. Well, let's take one last look at where we're leaving off today. I've put this cross piece, let me back up a little here so you can see the whole cabinet. Okay, I've put this cross piece on to rack the cabinet back to square. And okay, I've measured and let me start here. I've got a piece of regular old 3/4 plywood, and I figured out how I can cut it up to get all my countertops out of this one piece. So I'm going to cut my first piece and then see if I can't custom fit it to the Alright, I've set the saw up, and it's actually a little bit over maximum. 24 is about all you should try to rip for a panel. But by squeaking it over, I can get 26. Oh, gotta plug this bad boy in. Gotta plug this bad boy in. That's one. Now these next ones are going to be much easier because I only need to cut them at 14. Let's pull this in here. There we go. Sometimes I don't know how to read this damn scale, so it's just easier to cheat. And 14, a little more, a little less, doesn't really matter because I'm going to rip them all and they'll all be the same. Okay, and now you can see why I didn't cut both pieces at the same time. I've totally mismeasured this slot for this spot. And it's not going to matter bottom layer underneath the cabinet, but it just shows the quality of my work. So let me take a pencil this time, and instead of trying to measure it, we'll just mark it. And we'll redo the cut. Well, there it is, the countertops on the island. I've kind of space checked them for 3 plates because there's 3 of us. Makes sense. And I've kind of laid out where I like the countertop to go. It still needs a final trimming and everything, but not bad. Size-wise, it's going to be okay. It'll be just a little bit bigger, wider than the table, and slightly shorter. And change the look of that corner, but that's what's going. Okay, so I'm going to take a break, think about this a minute, and if I like it, I'll glue those pieces of 3/4 and screw them together, attach it to the base, and I'll be ready for the next step. Okay, we're at the countertop now, and I've cut my pieces already. That was simple enough. You already saw the mistake I made. I'm using 1¼ inch screws and 1¼ inch nails to blind nail this and blind screw the first piece down of the big countertop. And because of the size and everything, that's more than going to be solid enough. Hold it together. Now on the bar top area, I'm going to use a 2-inch screw on this first layer, and that way it won't be rocky, won't be tippy, plenty of bite. If you ever have to take this thing apart, you'll never be able to, that's for sure. Okay, in order for the countertop not to be too floppy, you got to double layer it. And what I've done is I've attached the bottom layer, and then I spread a layer of glue, clamp it, screw. And I'm only using 1¼ inch screws because I don't want anything sticking out the bottom. But you really need to clamp it even though it's glued and screwed, because when you're screwing it, it'll try to separate itself. Well, this is my stopping point today, and as you can see, I've got the countertop on, double layer, or the bar top, countertop. I've taken off my cross brace. Look at this, square baby, nice and square. Same on the other side. It's coming out nice, coming out real nice. Okay, I clamped these pieces together before I screwed them. That way the screws couldn't push them apart or make them change spot. And feels pretty good. I'm going to fill this crack in. I've cross-lapped my countertop joints for strength and stability. This thing should be nice. And all I've got to do is put a face on it, some cabinet doors, a couple of drawers, laminate the top. It's pretty damn close to getting done. I mean, this actually is tying up quickly, nicely, looking good. All right, first finished cabinet of actual finished quality. And see, you can see back here, that's just a beautiful blank piece of plywood that'll hopefully fit right in there very well. Where the table goes is where this island's going to sit.